Hi guys. Hey to Miss Judy Brandy. Guys, thank you guys so much for being here. Welcome everyone to Learn Love Tarot. It is me, Angie, here to bring us messages of direction towards our best and highest good using the astrology, the aspects in the sky that are surrounding us and affecting our own personal birth chart. And of course, the daily moon cycles as well. And wow, this came up for a client today, the number 12. So this is 39 here. And I think it came up for a couple of you guys last week in the subscriber date night card pulls. This is the me tux, getting back to ourselves, repairing the body, mind, and spirit here is going to be helping us with the sun's energy today. And this is about choosing the optimal path with a hopeful expectation. So on the thumbnail, you'll notice there were two paths there, and it's one path versus the second path. What may be is different from what must be in order to achieve that optimal timeline. So we're going to have a look at what's going on in the sky. If you'll click at the top there of the chat box, or if you're watching after the live, it is in the description box here. I want you to be able to see what I'm talking about here. So I'm going to be pulling on this energy here of the North Node, and I'm going to be asking what disciplined preparation we can make to develop our ability to hit this higher timeline or to step onto this higher timeline. And then I'm going to be asking for the South Node of Karma, where energy balance is out. This is about reorienting ourselves from whatever values were passed down to us and rebalancing. What do we need to release that was a taught value? And then the big news today here with Mars is that it is squaring. So you'll see the red square there in the middle. It's going to be squaring the nodes of fate, okay, and then the nodes of karma simultaneously. Now, those nodes are also going to be squaring Gemini energy. So you'll want to be able to look at where 15 degrees of all four of these points are. Again, the link is there for you to help you along and know what we're talking about as we're reading today. Now, squares challenge us, they motivate us, but they also frustrate us. So I'm going to be asking what those squares are about today. And this is like a hot minute to relax and repair whatever fatigue we've been feeling. And then with that 15 energy, it's very interesting. It's the exact halfway point, guys, of each of the signs progress through all 30 of the symbols or all 30 of the degrees. Now, for the Mars portion, that left-hand side, I'm going to be asking what actions can we take towards what may be? Okay, what do we think may happen? And then what actions can we take on that second path from what must be? Okay, what may be and what must be. So that's going to be like asking spirit, well, what do I think is going on, but what is actually going on? A little bit along the same vein. And then opposing that energy or balancing that energy, I'm going to ask who or what from the past may contain or hold bias towards because it's that person or because it's that situation coming back in for us again. And that is the symbol 15. Gemini is about inquiry. So, and that's the symbol of two Dutch children sharing knowledge with each other. And drum roll, please, as to what that is leading to in the minor arcana. It's going to be the Six of two Dutch children knowledge. So let's see here in general, repairing the body, mind, and spirit is going to be fueled by home energy, a tidy house, clarity, and organization. So this is what this Mars action squaring the nodes of fate and scoring the also that node of karma there. So I'll get those out first. I have it all outlined here on my notes as well, which you'll find at the very top of the page. Today's song energy there, Tim McGraw, Live Like You Were Dying, has come back into the mix. And it's like, okay, if you only had a certain amount of time, what actions can we take towards what may be versus what must be. We are still in Capricorn moon energy, so the do's and don'ts are there for you. And then I took a picture of what happened when I unveiled my 2 new boxes. So I've got the new Storytellers tarot deck, which I'm going to be using for all these 4 points tonight for us. And I don't know if I'll get to this deck or not. They're pretty large cards, but this is the Arcanis Animal Tarot, in case anybody's interested in those. So let me get these 4 points of reference down here for us, all for our general reading, keeping in mind that rest and rejuvenation are in order here. And this is going to help us repair the body, mind, and spirit. Hey, Miss Kath. Hey, Case. How are you, Miss Kaylee? Thank you guys, Miss Peg, for coming in. Thank you so much. Okay, North Node of Destinies and 15 Pisces. And I'm going to be asking what disciplined preparation helps develop our ability to participate in a higher group consciousness, a higher timeline, if you will. What discipline will help develop our ability to raise to a higher spiritual vibration or being able to participate in group consciousness? Now, see, I was freezing, so I get on my big old fluffy sweater. Hey, Miss Diana. And now I get warm as soon as I start pulling for you guys. Okay. Wow. So repairing the body, mind, and spirit from our dream, from our shaman's dream oracle. And that is going to be fueled by the foundation of home, clarity, and organization. And there's an unmarked trail here. So for me, this is what clears us out of stagnation, is not choosing the path that we've always gone down. And this is a revelation can be found here on that same trail. 57 is also a 12. So again, getting 12s out the yin yang today already. And that is an energy of putting ourselves in the tree of life, feet first. And that whole 180 flip will have us seeing something from a completely different perspective than we have before. And also is the path to spiritual enlightenment. So I find it really interesting here that this is the Fool card in this deck, and he's on the horse backwards or on the donkey backwards, but that animal is still going forward, whether he wants to watch or not. So we might go kicking and screaming here. I'd rather us not. I'd rather us take the time to repel the mind, body, and spirit for that clarity and organization, so that we can get right on that trail, no matter how precarious it may feel. So what disciplined preparation can we take? Well, we have to be willing to go on a new path, first and foremost. We have to have the willingness to do that. And then we have the magician energy here, matching that one energy of the tidy house. And that's really neat. There's this mask here on this fox that has all these tails. It's almost like it's a propeller that is lifting you up and out of a situation. And there's the decision, guys. There's the 3D reality of which way do I go, George? Which path should I take? And Spirit's like, even if you get on backwards, we're going. Okay. Disciplined preparation for the magician then, and that energy would be to utilize all the lessons we have, and on this new start, thinking about all 4 of those aces that are beginning this new journey. And on the other end of that energy, we have the Page of Cups. So I like that there's a little bit of this Mercury energy there, since Mercury is retrograde. I'm thinking of the is it FDS, the florist, the little guy with the wings on his shoes. So all driven through the lens of love. And again, the inquiry. What is it that our heart desires? Look at this amazing card. So there's the star. This takes time, energy, and it's a lot of healing. It's very indicative of healing. And that's exactly what is coming up here in our me talks for the overall energy there. Okay, so South Node is what generational influences should we release? South Node of karma, positive or negative influences. What will help us reorient ourselves? I'll keep that little page of cups up here to let us know we have that fueling this all four aces of potential in this new start, but we've got to pick a path and be intentional towards that in order to get to our biggest dream and stay tethered to that star. Now, what generational influence? Okay, that was pretty quick. Generational influences, spit it out. 9 of Cups. So in this deck, it's the 9 of Hearts, and there's our wish there that we are Sol connected to the moon and the environmental energy, and the Queen of Pentacles. Boy, oh boy. So the 9 of Cups, wish fulfillment, and then the Queen of Pentacles, or Queen of Coins. There's that Phoenix rising energy that we saw last week with that with the witch deck, rising from the ashes of our past. So what generational influences need released? What are our values? What is it that we wish for? How can we be abundant and secure in our own right? So Capricorn energy there. And then also being guided by that wish fulfillment that we saw on the foundation there with the star and the Page of Cups. Okay. Now, fueling this 9 of Cups wish fulfillment. So, our generational influences, I mean, Queen of Pentacles is Capricorn, so that's going to be father energy, and not just our fathers get to have the choice of, right? It's not the same anymore. It's not the same energy anymore, as in having to rely on a father energy for our wish fulfillment. We are drumming this up in our own self. Okay. So we are releasing the wishes of parental influences and going towards our own damn wish. All right, then. All righty then. And fueling that is maybe what we've been trying to run away from all along, the 7 of Spikes in this deck, or the 7 of Swords. So why are we trying to release or run away from an 8 of Wands, which is communication, communicating about what we are running away from? Perhaps. Okay, so that generational influence that needs released for our own reorientation is talking about ways in which either parental influences kind of skated that responsibility, and we were left up to it to discover that for our own selves, or our reorientation is going to come from focusing on our own wish fulfillment and not the wish fulfillment of a parent. Okay. Now, what about, let's see, I'm going to pop over to Gemini again in the description box there, the chat box. You can look up my notes to see those 4 points that I'm talking about here. Look at 15 degrees of Pisces in your chart, 15 degrees of Virgo opposing that. And then the other axis that's opposing is going to be 15 of Sagittarius and 15 of Gemini. So in this Gemini energy part of our chart, 15 Gemini, that is the 2 Dutch children there, the 6 of Cups energy. What or who from the past may we contain bias about that we really need to validate? Who or what from the past that we hold personal bias towards? Okay. What or who from the past? Now, that is a whole slew here. So, the Knight of Swords and the 7 of Pentacles. So, the fast communication of what seeds we've had planted. So we're biased already towards the road that we've taken because we've already planted those seeds. And Spirit's saying here, let's go ahead and verify that here with the truth energy. Knight of Swords is going to be literally Gemini, and I'm pulling on Gemini energy here rather than holding on Four of Pentacles to all the seeds we planted because, well, I already planted those, Ange. So that's the ones I'm going to focus on at the end of the day. This fast truth coming in for us, Queen of Cups. Is that your cornucopia? Is this really your biggest wish? We shall see. And I feel like, guys, we need to let something go here. What we've been holding bias towards, we need to either release that bias and validate that from a logical perspective, okay? Because we're holding on here to about some past seeds that have been planted and maybe not ready to release and let that go yet. But that bias looks like it's what's holding us back from the truth of our own heart. Is that truly wish fulfillment that you're heading towards now? Or was that wish fulfillment that we need to release of that parental influence? Okay, so guiding all of that, Two of Scepters, which is going to be the Two of Wands. Make a different choice. What I just say? Didn't even look there. So we got to make a different choice than whatever seeds we have already planted toward. Okay, we can't do it in the same way than we have before. Now let's ask about this Mars action energy. I want to know two different energies here of the two different paths. What actions should we take toward what we think may happen, especially to do with this already planted garden here? What actions can we take toward what we think may happen? Five of Pentacles, leave it out in the cold. Boy, oh boy. Queen of Wands, whatever has brought us into a lack mindset here, whatever makes us feel like this is a road or seeds that we have planted that have not come up before. This has left us high and dry before, just sitting here watching them when the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Scepters in this deck is all about confidence and using magic in a more purposeful way. This feels like you can dream bigger. This is Spirit telling us we can dream bigger here. Dream bigger because that old pathway just left you empty-handed. What fell on the floor here in reverse, the King of Pentacles. Okay, I've planted a seed of, instead of this, what I need to release, the ideas and the ways of parental figures, what generational influences I've done, what was suggested to me to do. And maybe this is even being a Queen of Wands in our own right, fueled by the King of Pentacles in reverse. We're still searching for someone to give us that tangible energy of care and concern, when really it's here all along in our own heart. Okay, so what balances that out is stop expecting from the outside in some kind of parental energy to come save us or to come back around and bring us confidence when that is not what we have gotten from it before. In my notes, you'll also see when I pull the little strips out for both of these decks, this King of Pentacles was like a little fishing line. So it pulled this out from the bottom of the deck and plopped it up on the top of the deck. So it's really funny that this was on the floor, upside down, and facing down. They're like, stop planting seeds in that direction. Plant your own seeds. You are a queen of your own heart here within your own right. Now, what's fueling that, what we've been manifesting here through that Queen of Wands energy, what may be isn't what has already been. That's the truth, Ace of Swords. What may be isn't what has already been. I'm getting a big old ear squeezy on that. Okay, well, so that's kind of like what we think is happening. Like I said, I think that I am manifesting from a place of integrity and honesty and not a lack mindset. But Five of Pentacles is literally lack mindset. And especially with that being fueled by the King of Pentacles in reverse. Have the confidence to manifest something different after a time of rest and rejuvenation. You are reorganizing our own house. This is our own, not our parents' house, not a spouse's house, not an outside influence coming in. This is an unmarked trail. This is a solo journey here. Now, what actions can we take towards what must be? So that's first path there of what may be. If we go down the trodden path that we've always gone, then we're going to get what we've always gotten. What must be? Six of Pentacles in reverse. So Six of Pentacles in the upright is a stage card. It's confusing because in every single deck that I have anyway, you don't know exactly what's on offer. So for what must be, we have to know exactly what it is that we're getting in exchange for our time, money, energy, and resources. We need to be clear on that. Boy, look at all these pentacles. Crossed by more pentacles, the Page of Pentacles, the actual offer here. And this looks like a turtle with a wicked tail here, like a wicked tail of the dragon that is slow and steady, right? But the offer is coming, especially when we understand what exactly we are getting in return. There has to be reciprocity here. Okay. So, what must be is reciprocity. Know what you are getting yourself into. The Wisdom King. That's the Hierophant. Of course, I have the hiccups right now. Why wouldn't I? And look at that dragon there. So, the Wisdom King holding that dragon. And here it is in the environmental energy coming in as an offer, coming in as a page. Make sure you are validating what you're getting in exchange. Make sure you know what you're getting for, again, your time, energy, money, and resources. And there's the Hermit energy. We've had experience with this before. I don't know that we've tried a different path yet, however, here. What may be from what might be, or what might be from what must be. All right. What do you think about that so far? That's okay. We just care that you're here. Thank you. Hey, Crystal. How are you? That's awesome. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to get out my let's see here. I'll come back out to my earthy deck. And this is just the standard Rider-Waite. And look at that, right on the very, very top, being driven by the Queen of Wands herself, opposing that Six of Cups energy. It literally is already here before I've even pulled for the reading. And there's the Queen of Pentacles. Okay. Our reading is ready here because this is what might be is very different from must be. It's already coming out in the cards here. So we'll just say you guys are coming in as Six of Cups, being the ones that might be biased about this old path because it's an experience that comes in from our past to affect our future. Again, these Queen of Pentacles releasing the expectations of family ties here. And in the opportunity, there's independence. Nine of Pentacles within your own right. We already saw that come out as well. Wow, and the Nine of Cups of wish fulfillment. In the recent past here, you've tempered energy. So whoever I'm talking to tonight, temperance is a long time as well as that star. This means that you have learned to temper those energies of the past, and that's alchemizing those two cups, any past pains into wisdom. And what I said with the big spread was walking away from that old familiar trail. Okay. So this new next part of our journey again is an unmarked trail. This is going where we haven't been before. And whatever in the near future here comes down or falls apart, let's try not to hang on to the bumper of that because you've already done the work. We've got major arcanas here bookending each other. So if this reading is for you and you've been doing a lot of work, you've been really examining past pains. And if this situation comes around again, I think instead of going down that familiar trail of, okay, one more try, this is a no. I've already tempered my pain into wisdom, and I'm not going to go down that trail. I'm going to go down the unmarked trail so that I can get out of this stagnant energy. Same plus same equals same. So we don't want that 15 devil of fear to stop us from going on an unmarked trail because we're insisting on knowing all of the steps before we even put our foot on the first step. Let's see what the block is. Okay, so the block has been in the past. We just came out of Seven of Cups with the sun in the last decan of Scorpio. And now we've moved to Eight of Wands, that fast, passionate communication. So this can be a block. Here, being a block is not making a decision, right? Being spoiled for choice, having all these new trails we could go down because it's not a familiar one, but then kind of being held back or stuck by the options available because I'm not sure if that cup is going to have a snake in it or a new house in it. Is it going to be something good or bad? Well, the whole point, Spirit saying, is that we don't know. That's the whole point. Be willing to try a different path, even if it ends in a tower. Know that tower here because the opportunity is for your independence and sovereignty here. There's the 6 wands of victory, and that here is supported by walking an unfamiliar trail. Outcome energy, moving right into 9 of wands. So outcome time, this could be happening here mid Saggy season. So after the first 10 days, and we're on lesson 3. So once we hit lesson 10, we're going to be started into this 9 of wands energy. So this is the point at which we're exhausted. We are so done with that old trail and whatever it was. If we didn't do it ourselves and achieve our independence on our own right, this is Spirit throwing something your way here in the near future that actually does the healing. I mean, he's representing Chiron as the wounded wheeler, the wounded wheeler, the wounded healer. But remember that Chiron became a teacher because of his wounds. So he's in the background going, I'm just the healer. The whole point is I'm not wounded anymore. I did my detox. I reset my mind, body, and spirit, repaired that. I tidied up my house with that new moon energy in Scorpio. And now I'm heading down this unmarked trail. If indeed you are wanting to explore a new route and how you can be independent and sovereign within your own right. So I would say they're here and the outcome energy, do be wary of going around that same marked path again, especially when it comes to an 1111 energy, the 4 of wands. That's Chiron, the healer. So speaking of, he's in Aries right now. This is where the Chiron is sitting in the sky at the last decan of Aries 24. So especially if we do not want to repeat a pattern in another one-to-one relationship of any kind, definitely past influence here. And there's the Page of Cups that was fueling this new path here. Okay. That's taken with love and curiosity. Now, who from the past here? Queen of Wands, someone very confident, someone very sexy that has some influence on us, okay? Fueling Queen of Pentacles, strength. This is the situation. We are taming our own inner beast and healing the need to wait for someone, this King of Pentacles in reverse, to come in and save us. Spirit saying, you are your own savior. Then the partnership comes on. Then the love offer comes in. Fueling the Nine of Pentacles in this independence may be heartbreak of the past when it relates to this person or this situation repeating. We had to transmute wisdom of the devil energy of repeating patterns into wisdom that we were not chained to this old path. We could choose to walk away a new one. Yeah. And whenever you do walk away from this old path, guys, that signals the end of this cycle finishing out, whatever that is for you. Near future energy, you're going to be celebrating whatever is coming down or dismantling. You're surrounded here by friends. Three of Cups will be second decan of Cancer energy. And that could be indicative of the near future here once we retrograde Cancer energy there, Jupiter in Cancer. Once we retrograde back to the Three of Cups, that could be when this old reign or this old ancestral idea of what relationships are is being torn down. The Knight of Wands, passion has confused us in the past. Moving too quickly has confused us in the past. And victory comes from doing that 12 energy of the Hanged Man, turning ourselves in a 180, stop focusing on the regret of it all, and go back and aim towards the Two Cups, aim towards balanced energy. This is just across the bridge, again, further than where you've gone before. And even though you're tired, there's the reward of Daddy Saddy, of time, money, energy, and resources when we choose not to repeat that Nine of Wands again. That can be repeating a pattern as well, but it looks like the pattern ends, the buck stops this time when we walk away because of whatever caused us pain. It had us stuck in a pause mode, and the energy has not been moving for quite a while, and this definitely feels like movement finally. We're tired, but here comes that victory in when we choose a different path than what has exhausted us before. There's your lesson learned of this marriage energy, especially combined with the Four of Wands. And there's your wish fulfillment here, added to the page that's on offer that creates a 10th cup. So this might be quite the surprise here with that 10 of Cups. This could very well indeed be the end of a pattern as we knew it with the person from our past. We are putting up those boundaries and having a more secure boundary with them so that we can let that old dynamic be finished out. Okay, so certainly if you've already tempered wisdom into pain from this past event or this past person, we do have the near future opportunity here to not repeat a pattern and let bygones be bygones, and let ever what was going to come down here. If we repeated a pattern, it was going to get blown up anyway by the universe saying, nope, energy needs to balance. That's literally my job. And if you're not going to do it, then step aside. Let me do it. That manifestation, your ship's then coming in. Wow, that's something. What do we think about them apples, guys? Hey, Miss Monique, thank you so much for being here. Miss Kathy joining the party here with us. It's Diana and Peg and Crystal. Thank you guys so much for being here. There's Ash. I didn't see it come in. Thank you, dear. And Brandy, Kaylee, Miss Peg. Thank you guys so much. I love you being here. You know I do. All right. So this is wanting us to choose trail, guys. We've already been down that well-worn path, and that's literally going to take us the same place we've always gone if we choose to do that again. Now, I want to ask a little bit about love as well, because we do have Venus and Mercury conjoining here, clinking glasses to a rabbit metamorphed into a fairy. And that's about transforming our baser instincts. So when Mercury and Venus connect, I want to look at what baser instincts we might be transforming here. And I'm going to pull out my new deck. It's already been shuffled and every single card has been saged and cleansed for us. Okay, here the full energy on the bottom, wanting to get left behind. Like, no, make sure they're taking a new leap, Ange. Give me this. What baser instincts are being transformed, especially in relation to love, with Venus conjoining Mercury? And that is at 8:51 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So about 2 hours from right now, wherever you are in the world, if you're listening to this live with us. What baser instincts are we transforming with the Venus and Mercury conjunction? What are we metamorphosing? How are we turning that luck into flying along a new path? That is in the theme of magnetism now. Okay. What baser instincts can we transform to be magnetic in the way that we pull in things that we want versus being the frequency already of what we don't want and then inevitably pulling that in because we are radiating at that frequency? Okay. What baser instincts here are being transformed in general for this reading? So 7 of Pentacles, what we need to use to balance out what we've planted before and keep trying to dig up. And is it ready yet? Is it here yet? Is it here yet? We can't do that. Look at that. 77. 7 and 7 is the 14 of Temperance energy, which we've gotten here. So again, if this reading is for you, you have taken the time to transmute old pains, old confusions, and turn that into knowledge. And this is writing the 7 of Cups and like the energy of dream bigger. Stop trying to dig up this old dream, Ange, of what was, because we're just going to repeat a pattern, right? For victory, especially in one-to-one partnerships, especially about love, we have to dream big there with that 7 of Cups and then live in the energy of already having it. That is being fueled by Queen of Cups again, which was also over here, our cornucopia of energy, our self love. If it doesn't light your heart up like the 4th of July, then that's not it. It's not the right trail. Okay, 5 of Wands, through jealousy, strife, and competition. The Queen of Cups has got her eyes closed, a little bit of High Priestess energy there. Whatever, this might mean that, yep, someone may be jealous of you, what choice you have, that you're spoiled for choice. They may be jealous that you're not digging up old pentacle, because we already know where that trail leads us. Knight of Wands again. That was in the environmental energy here, fueling that reading there. Let's get some love messages, period, here. We got the Wisdom King. Spirit's like, we've already learned this lesson. We're tired of learning about it. And they want us to transform that dragon, transform that new information and take a different trail. Okay. Let's get some clarity for you all. Let's see what's blocking. I want to know what's blocking communication and love for you, for all signs right now. What is blocking communication and love for my Scorpios? Anybody do anything fun over the weekend? Let us know in the comments there. Share your weekend, share your energy with everybody. All right. So Scorpio, a block could be ambivalence. So notice the road that he's on. You say you want a lover, but you're not all in. Take time to figure out what it is that you want. That's literally what I said. What Ange said. And that environmental energy around there, yeah, the old trail means that you're still trying to be the fixer of whatever that 5 of Wands is. That causes strife. It's kind of like a 5 of Wands can be like the energy of like a really annoying gnat. You just want it to go away. You can't fix someone. They have to want to change. Accept them as they are, or let them go. New trail is I'm not digging up this past crap. I'm healing that and taking the road less traveled. Okay. What about for Sagittarius? Block for Sagittarius. There's a whole stack here. I'll take the top one. The ones that are showing are excuses and criticizing. So the excuses portion says you have so many reasons that it never works out. Find reasons that it can work out. Okay. Criticizing our partner is driving them away. Focus on their good qualities. And I don't know why I pulled for Scorpio when we're in Sagittarius sun. So have it. Also here, keep in mind Sagittarius being cold with that 5 of Pentacles energy that came up a couple times. If we're too aloof or ambivalent, right, we've definitely got to let them know we're interested. Let that job know, contact the HR department. And even though there's nothing out, or even though there's no ads out, I would like you guys to hold on to my resume for your consideration. And another block could be rejection, which is where we saw that Queen of Wands come up here in the building confidence by exploring what others value in you. All right. Fueling that block could be us just settling. Okay. Again, unmarked trail. This is for those of you who have already been tempering that pain, healing it towards wisdom, and we are not going down the same known trail again. Okay. Because it's incomplete, right? We'd be settling there. Okay. It says you want someone who completes you, but you need to be whole on your own, which is what we saw in the 9 of Cups, the 9 of Pentacles twice. All right. How about for Capricorn here? What is blocking Capricorn here in love, especially as Venus conjoins Mercury? Capricorn, the attitude or the thought that you should just give up on love because you think you are meant to be alone, and it says it's not true. Also, getting crumbs, you deserve more than crumbs of affection. Wait for the one who adores you, okay, who matches your vibrational frequency. And we'll take note of here what flipped over, any kind of insecurities. Again, building confidence so that you can feel safe in you. And then that way you can feel safe in relationships. And any procrastinations by making someone wait because we're stuck in that 7 of Cups of indecision. All right, Capricorn. And feeling that they're on the bottom. is vulnerability, share being vulnerable. That's life path 8. That is literally what's happening today. The star energy and strength card. Healing our own yin and yang within, so that is our magnetic vibration of what we're attracting in. You cannot experience true intimacy unless you open up your heart and be yourselves. We got Queen of Cups twice, so that will be noted. That's noted. I'm noting that in my own little mind's eye here. Okay, Aquarius. What are blocks for Aquarius? And because Thursday is Thanksgiving here in the States, guys, I'll probably do my live Wednesday night for our date night rather than Thursday night. Okay, Aquarius. Aquarius, your block is being guarded. You're lonely because you're so aloof. This is the third time that aloofness, ambivalence is coming out here. Trust others and let them into your heart. When we say that we don't trust anyone, what that really means is we don't trust ourselves enough to discern. So if you're like, so and so needs to prove themselves to me, okay, well, if you're going to go down the same path that you've been down with them before, I get that. Know that you're going to get what you've always got unless there's been deep transformation of that other person. Just because you've done the healing and the tempering doesn't mean that other person has, and we'll just get sucked back under by their energy. Now, Aquarius, what could be fueling that loneliness is that just the attitude of love sucks. You just stop believing in love. Let yourself heal so that you can be open once again. Okay, not everything always sucks, Capricorn. All right. This is again just a real need here to put some time into you, tidy up your own house before we can go complaining about what's going on and pointing the finger what's going on at somebody else's house. All right. What about for Pisces? Blocks for Pisces here. Blocks in one-to-one commitments of any kind. Blocks in love. What baser instincts must we transform so that those blocks don't hinder this new path? Lots of fives. Well, what blocks here are hindering love and partnership, equal action partnership for Pisces? There we go. Okay. Pisces here, there's a fear of getting hurt. All love comes with a risk that we're going to lose it. Otherwise, why even do it in the first place, right? If there's not a depth of feeling, if it's not something that you'd gamble or care about losing, if you didn't care about losing it, then that's not love. That wouldn't be a higher vibrational frequency, right? Don't be afraid to floss. Take a chance. Okay. Maybe Kaylee can, I know that's like a things the kids say, I'm gonna floss. But I don't exactly know. It's kind of like show off, maybe show that Queen of Wands energy. Okay, Pisces, just because we've been hurt before doesn't mean everybody else is. And if we're coming into something with an attitude of, oh, they're just going to hurt me like the last thing, then you get to be right, because that will be your magnetic pole. In your environmental energy here, why you might be thinking that is you don't really believe there's a match for you. You have to have an open mind. Nobody's going to want me. Nobody's going to get what I get. Nobody's going to like what I like. And that's just not true. Okay. We need to take a bigger risk than just repeating a same pattern or going for little love instead of the big love. Okay, Pisces. What about for Aries? What is a block here towards this Four of Wands union energy and equivalent partnership? What is a block for Aries? and having an equivalent partnership of any kind. Okay. Aries, the block here of equality is unlovable. Practice radical self-acceptance and love yourself, including all your flaws. That's what makes us interesting. And again, kind of like Pisces here, we have the attitude that you don't really believe someone can match your energy, so why bother? Okay. That is being fueled by rejection of the past. So we aim low. I want you to aim higher here, Pisces. Build confidence by exploring what others value in you. Ask your BFFs, what's the greatest thing? What's the greatest thing about me? I know they'll be happy to tell you. All right, Taurus, what is blocking partnership of any kind? Being a little unsocial, and look at all the the greenery there. You need to get out and mingle with new people so that you can meet new people. It's not going to just knock on your door here, Taurus. You're also going to have to take a risk and be vulnerable. I know that you're risk averse, but it's just going to be required. Big love, big partnership, equality, the big love that you want requires that you really open up and be yourself here. What about for Gemini here? What is blocking Gemini's ability to have this 11-11 partnership of any kind, whatever label you put on that? Blocks for Gemini. Seeking perfection, seeing one little thing that you don't like about the other person and just throwing the baby out with the bathwater. Everyone has flaws. Choose the 5 must-haves, and then only those are the deal breakers that actually really matter. Okay, Gemini. Fueling Gemini energy is just being too passive, wanting, kind of like Taurus, wanting it to knock on the doorstep while I'm hiding and herbiting my way in the house. Like, that's not going to happen that way. Take initiative to meet someone and to keep the passion ignited. Okay. Gemini is seeming like a little bit of a pillow queen here. If you don't know what that means, ask a friend. I'm sure you can use your imagination. Gemini can't always be a pillow queen. Okay. You gotta put yourself out there too. All right. Cancer. Okay. No way, not Cancer being needy. Fear of touch as well. So the block to a true balanced partnership is being a little bit needy here. Make friends and spend time by yourself to take the pressure off of your relationship. King of Pentacles in reverse, right? You need to be Queen of Wands in your own right here, the Queen of the Scepters, and restore that confidence. Get back to being in your own energy, comfortable in your own skin, and don't expect this to come from the outside in. That's a big message in today's reading. It's not coming from the outside in. Cancer. Also, you don't trust touch. Take small steps until you feel comfortable with others. I get that. I mean, I'm a big hugger, so that is not relevant for me, but maybe that only means more of an intimacy level. Like, you're fine with friends, but then as soon as someone starts getting close, maybe you're afraid of liking the touch so much that you're like, oh, I don't want to have, I'd rather miss out and not know what I'm missing here, kind of energy. I'd rather not know what I'm missing out on. Cancer. That's being fueled by just feeling unloved in general. Cancer, you deserve someone who can support you emotionally and love you fully. Okay. If someone's made you feel needy for needing just basic touch, needing a hug, needing sex as part of a healthy relationship, I don't see that as being needy, but I would like you to have a look at, are we emotionally fulfilled as well, not just sexually fulfilled? Okay. What about for Leo? What about for Leo? What are blocks for Leo achieving this 11-11 balanced partnership? What baser instincts need transformed so that Leo can welcome in a balanced partnership? What baser instincts need transformed? Okay. Attachment issues. So being too attached, choosing that old familiar trail, even though you know it never ends in your own heart's fulfillment. Give your partner some breathing room here, Leo. Being too needy drives them away. So interesting that, again, the sign before you or the sign before always has a little bit of energy seeping over into the next sign because that's a semi-sextile. Leo, so you might need to give someone a little bit of breathing room. Bottom of the deck, yeah, losing yourself. You lose yourself in partnerships. It's okay to be yourself and have your own life too. We saw independence and autonomy come up over and over again. And that Aries axis, remember that North Node lesson that we ended just this past January, was all about being independent and autonomous within that committed partnership. Okay. And not just morphing into that other person and needing them to be your big be all end all. Okay. What about for Virgo here? Virgo, what basic instincts are being transformed? Baser instincts, rather, sorry. Tolerating abuse here, Virgo. Also tolerating any mixed signals or you giving off mixed signals. You don't let others know that you're interested, flirt and be approachable. And if whatever path you've been treading on over and over again and not choosing the unmarked trail, know that any kind of abuse is not okay. I say that all the time. That is not a twin flame journey. That is someone that keeps you very, very stuck, likely in a narcissistic dynamic where they are the avoidant and you could be the anxious attachment person. It's literally just an endless cycle that does not end well for at least you. Okay. Never tolerate any kind that includes verbal, being berated, being called names. Not love. Not okay. Yeah, something's going on here for Virgo that's a little bit too risky. Okay. You feel like it's not worth the risk. But opening our heart is always worth the risk as long as it's not this trail that you've been down before. And if in the past they've said anything nasty to you out of their own unhealed wounds, that's someone that's just they're just not ready. They are not anywhere near ready, Virgo. What about for Libra here? What baser instincts is Libra transforming right now? Okay, let's get lots of fours. Emperor energy. Today is a 44, a double 4 energy adding to our 8 of strength. And then that sister energy being the star. There we go, Libra. Okay, Libra, a baser instinct you are transforming is trying to change the other person to make them okay for you, which would be codependency, right? Trying to change someone never works. Accept them as they are or move on. And that is being interesting here. This is a very thin, kind of precarious path here to travel. Holding on, you must release old ties in order to have a fresh start with something new. Okay. If we've been trying to help another person transform another to make ourselves okay, that is not the relationship for you. That means that you are ready because you're able to see that this is something I need in order for this relationship to continue. But that doesn't mean we hold onto that person. That's just a Nine of Wands. That is a hard boundary that if that person's not willing to learn or not even able to see their flaws or what and know what they're working on, then that would be a no. So try to keep an open mind about that. New trail may not be may not be with that person from the past, and especially if we were trying to change them. Then I already did Scorpio through, so that would be, look at me keeping just barely under an hour. But I wanted to say thank you guys so much again from the bottom of my bum. I loved hanging out with you guys on Thursday night for date night. We're going to do that Wednesday night this week. And then I will see you on the next one. Thank you guys so much for coming in and hanging out with me tonight and all my glorious fashionista-ness. That's a joke. I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you guys so much. I love you too. Thank you guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful night. Bye-bye for now.